Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Welcome to TokoTaya Training Institute. This, for me, is a give back to the society. Having been in the engagement industry for the past 3 decades, the onus now lies on me to give to people the experiences that I have garnered for years, especially to those of you who are passionate about becoming an Alaga, who has interest in becoming an Alaga, who wants to become an Alaga. I like to let you know that this training shall be going through in different dimensions. The training aims at taking you through to present and the process of basic rudiments to being a professional Alaga, with the objective of you ascertaining your passion and developing your talents to achieve greater heights. What I mean by that is that I need you to concentrate. The objective of this training is to improve you, to improve your talents, to make sure that you use your talent in such a way that you become a better person. Having said that, I will take you through the scheme of the class. This is a beginner's class for those of you who have never been an Alaga before. And the introduction we are going to do is basically introducing you to the rudiments, the basic things that you need to know as an Alaga. And that takes me to the scheme of work. The scheme of work shall be, who is an Alaga? We have the general definition of who is an Alaga. And then the definition goes through to the history of who an Alaga is. That is, who is an Alaga in the olden days and who is an Alaga in today Nigeria. Having said that, I need to let you know that becoming an Alaga is not a one-day thing. We need to go through how to become one. That is part of the scheme. After saying that, I need to take you through to the requirements that you will need to become an Alaga. The requirements will include your passion, your talents, your interests, your confidence level, character set and skill set, your educational background, and what it takes to become one. If we are talking about how to become an Alaga, we will expatiate further by mentioning the functions of an Alaga, which will take us to gender and bringing out the key words in the definition of an Alaga. The functions as it relates to faith and religion. The functions as regards the culture of the society, the culture of the people you are officiating for. Functions as regards to the professionalism and the embellishments of the present day Alaga. And that will be the basic discussion of our today's class. Having said that, we begin by looking through at who is an Alaga. The interpretation of being an Alaga is a person or a group of persons that stands to represent the family at an engagement function. The Alaga is the man or woman that stands tall in the presence of the families, representing either the groom's family or the bride's family. The Alaga we are talking about emanates in the olden days from the word alarena. Alarena in the Yoruba setting is the go-between, the spokesperson for either the bride or the groom, or both of them. The Alarena in the then Yoruba setting is the one that will be a go-between, run errands for the bride, for the groom. He is the one, or she, as the case may be. If I refer to she here, I mean this Alaga. If I refer to a he, I still mean the Alaga, because here the new norms as giving men and women, the civilization, skills has been given to men and women to officiate as Alaga. Having said that, let me quickly mention it here that way back, historically, in the olden days, there is an intermediary person called Alarena who acts as the middleman or woman between a would-be bride and groom. The go-between person is the one that serves as emissary and ensures that both parties are in good terms. She carries messages and delivers messages, ensuring the smooth courtship of the parties involved. Or it can be between two families, until finally the union becomes one and they are betrothed with each other. What do I mean by that? Is that we cannot rule out the possibility of the person standing as an Alarena, of hearing from the male and also hearing from the female. Is a go-between. He knows what is going on, or she knows what is going on. She runs to this family and she goes to this family, and the families send messages that they desire. Maybe they want to know how we had a news about your family, that once upon a time there used to be in your family those people who are baloguns, those people who are fighters. We want to find out about you. It is the emissary, it is the going between man, it is the Alarena that delivers message from one family to the other family. That is the Alarena in the olden days, and that is where exactly Alaga emanates from. Alaga emanates from the Alarena, who now becomes the Alaga of today. That was how it was then. Now, the Alaga of today is that person that adds swags to the terms Alaga. Alaga in Yoruba means share person, share. Aga in Yoruba is share. So, if we literally translate it to share person, the meaning of that share person is Alaga. That was what we have as history. But like any other trade, what used to be crude method in the olden days is now modernized. What used to be an Alarena in the olden days is now Alaga. Why? Because of modernization, because of enterprising, because of development, because of population. That is now we have Alaga. The growth in population has mandated on us to have an Alaga. This Alaga now gives us the power to professionalize what they do as Alarina. We professionalize it, we modernize it, we now make sure that we are using it as a means of making money. To handle this, we need an Alaga that is professionally qualified. What is he going to handle? You are going to handle, in the olden days, do not forget that the Alarina is the go-between. But today, do we have a go-between? No, we don't have a go-between. We have an Alaga who is professionally qualified to do the joining between a man and a woman. Doing that joining in the contemporary modern day situation can be described as someone who now mediates, who now coordinates, who now supervises, who now delivers, who now entertains, who now compares. We are talking about an entertainer here. We are talking about a coordinator here. We are talking about a moderator here. We are talking about a compare here. We are talking about a man or a woman who is able to stand tall and deliver in the presence of the families. Someone will want to ask me, what is an Alaga delivery? Why do we call you somebody who delivers? You are delivering the message of one family to the other. You are delivering the letter they gave to you to the family. You are delivering the items they brought to the family. So if we call an Alaga somebody who delivers, we are not mistaken. If we call you somebody who moderates, we are not mistaken. Because you know when you are going to deliver the message and you know when to stop. You know when to go to the next level. You know when to come back to the next level. You know when you stop and where you stop. And when you are coming back again, you know where to take it off from there. That is to say that you are a moderator. If we call you somebody who entertains, we are not mistaken. Because the Alaga of the contemporary traditional engagement ceremony of today is an entertainer. Why are you an entertainer? How are you an entertainer? You entertain. You are entertaining the families. You know the families. You have visited the families. You have gotten the history of that family. You know the culture of that family. So when you come to the stage, believe me, you are an entertainer. Do not forget where we took off from. We took off from the fact that in the olden days, the Alarina person does it in the secret. In the new norms, we do it in the open. So if we call you an entertainer, we are not mistaken. You entertain the families of both the groom and you entertain the family of the bride. You know their culture, you know their oriki, you know where they are coming from, you know whom their predecessors are, you know the history of their forefathers. And in presenting that to the people who are invited to that occasion, you are presenting the pedigree of the people that sent you as an emissary to deliver a message. You are presenting them in a very beautiful manner. So, if I call you an entertainer, there is no mistake in that. We are still talking about the Alaga in the olden days and the Alaga of today. Having said that, we need to talk about the Alagas now. How do I become somebody who will speak in the new class of Alaga of today. The contemporary Alaga of this age, not of the yesteryears. Of the yesteryears, we have the Alarinas. Of today, we have the professional, swagging lady who can stand tall, who knows the history, who can present, who can deliver, who can narrate, who can moderate. We have that person who has the knowledge, what it takes to deliver, who can embellish, who can add one together and make sure that the person is being presented in a beautiful manner such that the new in-law will know that they are not making the wrong choice. Do not forget that the person that we are talking about as an Alaga is that person that knows how to present the items. He knows how to package the items. He knows how to go about it, because already the norms and the ethics of the people are in our hand. Having said that, I'd like to take you through to how do I become an Alaga? How do I become Alaga? Don't forget that we spoke about the general definition, that is that man or woman or group of people that are representing the family. We said that there is that man or woman who stands as a frontier. He fronts for you. He fronts for the family in the outside. And we spoke about him then and him now. Having said that, we spoke about how do I become an Alaga? How do I become an Alaga? I give it to you that if you can think of it, you can do it. Anybody who can think of being an Alaga can already do it, because you are thinking about it. Then, if you can think of a thing, you can do that thing. How can you do it? When can you do it? How do you go about doing it? Since you can think about it, then you can do it. Because you must have gotten the passion and the interest. The most important thing there is the passion and the interest. If you don't have interest, you are not passionate about doing it, then there is no way you can do it. We have to have the passion and the interest. Passion, cum interest, cum talent. The three goes together. Passion, interest, and talent. Passion, interest, and talent. Passion. What is passion? Somebody who is interested in something. You are passionate about something. You have the deep interest of doing that which you wanted to do. That is having a passion. Who has interest? What is interest? Interest is loving what you want to do. You love doing it. You enjoy doing it. That is interest. Talent. Talent is the innate thing, the innate something that you have. You have an innate urge. That urge in you that makes you wanted to be singing and singing at all times. That is it. You will know that the three of them go in pari passu and they go together. There is no way you will talk about passion, you will not talk about interest. There is no way you will talk about interest that you will not talk about talent. I write it here that if you can think it, you can do it. That is passion. This goes in pari passu with talent. Once you have both, you can move, irrespective of what qualification the process inquires, irrespective of the qualification that you possess. If your passion is not working with your talents, delivery could be limited. Interest matters in all things. If you are passionate, you will love to do it. Interest is there. This coupled with your talent will boost your confidence level. We go from passion to talent, from talent to interest, and from interest to confidence. Some people will tell you that it is confidence. Once you have confidence, once you are bold, and you can stand in front of people that you can do Alaga job, what is there? Is that true?
It's just part. It's just part of it.
It's just part of it. Someone said confidence is just part of it. The requirements of becoming an Alaga are numerous. Part of it, and most important, is the passion, and followed by the interest, and followed by talent. If you have the talent and you are not interested, somebody will just be looking at, this lady has the passion for this thing. Oh, how I wish she wants to do it. And you will accost her, come and do this thing because I can see the talent of singing in you. And she will tell you, I have no interest. I have no interest. And you will be looking at such person that this guy can sing. Oh, wow, look at the comportment, look at the courage, look at the physical appearance. She can do it. But unfortunately, she might tell you that I have no passion for this thing. I have no interest for this thing. So we are talking here that passion, cum interest, cum talent, they go in pari passu. Having said that, do not forget that your confidence level is what matters most. You may have the passion, you may have the interest, you may have the talent itself, but if you don't have the confidence, oh wow, we are not talking here. But if you have the confidence, there are so many people that have confidence, they can stand tall, they can speak boldly, they can sing, and the talent is just little. But in doing this practical work, in coming out boldly, in moving forward, in having had to attend to people with boldness, then the interest will be developed. So we are talking here that there is none of these basic requirements that we can nullify. We have spoken about passion, we have spoken about interest, we have spoken about talent, and we have spoken about confidence. Having said that, your confidence level is good, but what about character set? Hello? Part of your character set is discipline. Discipline in the sense that whoever is representing somebody, whoever is standing in place of the family, whoever is coordinating an event, must have a high sense of discipline. Work of an Alaga is not done isolatedly. You cannot do it alone. You have people that are working with you. You have people that are working for you. Your discipline level will affect the product of your hand. Whatever you are going to produce will be determined by your level of discipline. How are you able to meet up on time? Are you conscious of time? Are you that person that arrives as at when due? Are you that person that knows how to morally approach families? What is your human relations like? You must have a very good human relation. If your human relation is strong, then Alaga work is not for you. Your human relation must be in line with the people that you are officiating for. There are some families that will tell you no and no. You may need to convince them on the way to go before they can agree. And sometimes you convince them, they are not in line with you. You have the onus is on you to use your number 6 and make sure that you give them what is good, and you get the thank you later. You have to use common sense to address such issue. Having said that, we are talking about skill set. What is the skill set about? It's about your skill. It's about what we have been talking about requirements. It's about your passion, your talent, your interest, your confidence, and all. It's about the sound that comes out from your mouth. There are some people, they can't sing loud. They can't talk loud. Their spoken English or Yoruba is sluggish. You cannot afford to be sluggish in your speech. Your speech, your tone, your sound, you must work on it. Your vocals. There are some people who have the talent, they have the passion, they have all that it takes, but they cannot voice it out. They need to develop it. They need to work on their sound. The sound that you produce is very, very important. When we are talking about vocals, many of the Alagas do go for voice training. Sometimes some people will tell you, if you are going to work, don't drink ice water. If you are going to work, don't eat. If you are going to work, don't do this, don't do that. But all depends on training. Your vocal is very, very important in terms of what you deliver. You need to deliver. Having said that, your auditory power. What do I mean by auditory power? There are some people, they cannot sing, they can talk. There are some people, they can talk, they cannot sing. It's not that they cannot sing at all, but they cannot sing much. But they can talk. As an Alaga, when you are talking, you must talk sense. Your auditory power must be high up there. How do you acquire this? You listen to people. There are some people, they are extroverts. Before you say Jack, they are already saying Robinson. You need to be patient. If you are learning this Alaga training, Alaga thing, you have to be patient. You have to learn to listen. Learn to look at people. When you learn to listen to people, you gain a lot. Your auditory power depends on your ability to listen to people, to read in between lines. When elders are speaking, you listen, you try to take out something out of nothing. Whatever people are saying, you try to listen. There is no knowledge that is lost. There is no end to learning. We are still learning at our age, and somebody who is learning to become an Alaga must be learning and relearning and relearning. Having said that, there is this educational background and qualification. Educational background and qualification. What educational background are we talking about? We are talking about educational background of somebody who is going to stand in front of the eyes and the mighties. There is the obalayes. There is the professional people sitting down. There are lecturers, professors, people of timber and caliber, community chiefs. We have them there. So, what is the qualification of an Alaga? What is the qualification of a would-be Alaga? A would-be Alaga is expected to have more than school certificate. A school certificate holder is somebody who has gone through quantitative arithmetics, because a school certificate level is for those who are still guarded. In a school certificate class, you are being guarded, you are being monitored, you are being asked to follow a particular rule. But when you leave the school certificate environs and you become a diploma holder, you become an HND holder, you become an OLD holder, then you are a free person. You have the opportunity of interacting with people. You have the possibility and the opportunity of thinking alone. Be less than, it should not be less than HND or diploma. Why? Because situations might arise that you need to solve problems. A new school certificate holder who is coming from a class of monitoring where they monitor him cannot take some decision on his own. So, having said that, I like to let you know that the educational background of the Alaga should be minimum a diploma. Some people might ask, after all, ṣebí Yorùbá náà fi máa ń sọ̀rọ̀, ṣebí Yorùbá náà ní kàn fi máa ṣe Alaga, ṣebí wọn sọ pé kàn máa sọ English. But I tell you that in the contemporary Alaga industry of today, if you don't speak English, then your audience might be lost. There are some of our audience that do not speak the language of this environment. We are basing our training here on predominantly Yoruba setting. Culturally, if you are talking about engagement ceremony, different culture differs in presentation. If you are doing for an Igbo guy, for example, their culture, their norms, their ethics is different from what we do in Yoruba, but we are basing this training on Yoruba culture predominantly because of the environment where we find ourselves, and we are using it as a point of reference here. We are using Yoruba as a point of reference here. We are not talking about other tribes. But let me let you know that in other tribes, they have their culture that we can follow verbatimly with the same style, with the same knowledge, with the same rudiments that we have just spoken about. If you want to speak to an Igbo community, if you want to speak to an Igbo audience, for example, you need to learn a lot about them. That is what we have said about discovering, knowing them, visitation, all about that before you go to represent the family. If you are representing any family, of course, you need to find out about that family. If you are representing any family, for goodness sake, you need to be bold enough to be able to pronounce their names accordingly. You need to be able to visit them. You need to be able to ask questions, and you need to be able to go by what you have learned from them. Having said that, I'd like to let you know that minimum qualification here is above diploma. If anybody is not having above diploma, I don't see how that person can be a successful Alaga in the Nigeria of today engagement industry. Having spoken about that, I like to digress a little about gender. Gender here means that men are doing it and women are doing it. Because of civilization, modernization, and all, it is very, very interesting to know that men are now doing the skill of an Alaga in a better manner than even women. I made bold to say that the contemporary Alaga of today, we can both have men and women doing it. Why the emphasis on women is because in the olden days, it is only the Yawoles that does the work of Alaga. The Yawoles, those are the women married into a particular family who now become daughter-in-laws to that family. They are the one who discharge the duty of betrothing a woman to her husband's family. They are the one that does the errands. They are the ones that do the little things that are expected of a housewife. What the Alagas of today are doing are being done in the old Yoruba settings by the Iyawole. Up till now, there are still some Iyawole that handles the joining of man and woman in an engagement setting. Some Iyawoles who knows them very well will stand tall to say that we are going to do it in our own traditional way. And you will see that Iyawole singing the oriki of his husband's family or her husband's family. You will see that Iyawole doing the needful, but might not be properly packaged as an Alaga Iduro or an Alaga Ijoku. But I made bold to say that because we have many women as Iyawole doing the job of an Alaga, doing the joining of man and woman, that is why women are so much numerous in the work of Alaga than men. But because of civilization, as I said, because of, growth, population growth, because of commerce, economic, social improvements, men are now doing better what women are doing in the olden days. Having said that, it takes us to the function of Alaga. Having digressed that this thing is basically female-based profession before, as I have it here, I said predominantly it is a woman-based profession. This is because ab initio, the function related to ceremonial joining of man and woman is always handled by Iyawoles. These are the brides that are married into the family and are now daughter-in-law. They are the ones that do the handing over of the brides to the groom's family. However, modernization and enterprise development has broken the limitations of giving room for the male gender to excel in performing the functions of an Alaga. Now, let's look at these functions. What are the functions of an Alaga? You have known who an Alaga is. Alaga, man or woman, individual, group of people that fronts for one family in the presence of another family. We have known that in the olden days, they are the Alarinas. But in the contemporary setting of today, they are now the Alagas. Why do we call them Alaga? Because they are the chairperson. Because they are the person that talks. Because they are the one that moderates. They are the one that narrates. They are the one that delivers. They are the one that entertains. Having said that, we now ask, how then do I become one? If I can entertain, if I can deliver message, how do I become one? You can become one by ensuring that your passion is intact, your interest is there, and that your talent is something to write home about. You can become one if you are confident enough to stand in front of 1,000 guests. You can become one if your character level is up there. You can become one if you have what it takes to manage humor. Because as an Alaga, you will manage humor and you will equally manage resources. The items they are taking is part of what you are going to manage. All the items, the packaging, the delivery is all part of your job. That takes us to the functions of an Alaga. If you are talking about the functions of an Alaga, who can now talk about the function? What is an Alaga? You know it. How do I become one? You know it. What are the functions of an Alaga then? Because the functions of an Alaga is inbuilt in the definition, is inbuilt in how to become one, is inbuilt in the history that you already know, is inbuilt in all this. So if we are talking about the functions, it should come just like that. What are the functions of an Alaga? Yes? To supervise, to moderate, to entertain, to deliver. We have it there. The functions of an alaga takes us to the definition that we earlier said about being a frontier. The function of an alaga is to front for the family, is to represent the family. Some people may argue, how do you represent a family that is around? The family is around, they are not going to anywhere. And when we are talking about representative, we are talking about you going to represent a family when they are not there. But in the case of alaga, they are there. But we can still call them representative because everybody in that family cannot be talking. If somebody will stand up to say something, so you are still the representative. If we say you are the spokesperson, that says it all wrong. Spokesperson, everybody cannot speak at the same time. We want only one spokesman. And that person is the one that delivers the message. If you say that is the middleman, very beautiful. Middleman. You may refer to it as middleman now or then. You know then, they used to be the middleman. The go-between. Then. Now they are still the middleman. Because an alaga will tell you that if you are going to Ijebu, this is what they normally take. If you are going to Oyo, this is what is expected of you. Hello? So, we can still call them a middleman. You call them an entertainer. I think that is what everybody knows. If you say an alaga, the first thing that comes to your head is to entertain. Are we actually entertainers? Who is an entertainer? Who is an entertainer? You give life to an event.
Singing, bicycle, comedy, dramas.
That's it. You are dramatic in your presentation. You don't just stand tall and say, Nípa ìfẹ́ Olùgbàlà. No. You add some swags. You present very well. You display a courage that dictates you as a master of ceremony. You know what they call a master of ceremony? Somebody who is calling the shot. Can we just please stand up and say, and let us pray? Can we just sing this song and take the first and the last stanza? Can we just ask that the father of the bride be dancing and coming in from there? Can we ask the mother of the bride to please take the letter and show it to the crowd to let them know? Ewa won't Olúwa ṣe fún mi gẹ́gẹ́. Ewa won't. You can entertain with your talents, with what is happening in your environment. You can entertain. That is the areas where what makes you different from the alarina and the Iyawole and the contemporary alaga. So, having said that, you moderate. You are a moderator because a program is supposed to be 2 hours and you are entertaining and you are delivering message and you are representing and you are doing go between the two families and you are looking at the time. You have to look at the time. That is where you moderate. You have to moderate in such a way that the families will not be bored. Your entertaining ability makes the event lively. Your entertaining ability ensures that the event is on the peak and you are not forgetting the time duration given to you. That is part of your discipline. Do not, because you are working and people are hailing you, you now forget that the time is far approaching. You are a supervisor. You supervises the items. There is no way you will go and work, you will not supervise. That the onus is on you to be disciplined in such a way that to get to your workplace as at when due, maybe 1 or 2 hours before schedule, so that you will go and supervise all the items you brought. There is no way you will go and supervise and somebody will come and tell you we forgot Bible. If they now come and tell you, you have supervised the items and you discover that this is the Bible, beautiful, beautifully wrapped. Maybe you are the one that does the packaging or someone else does the packaging, and you discover that this is the Bible and there is no ring attached to it. It is in your capacity as Alaga who supervises to go and say, so you have the ring, or somebody is having the ring, so that you ensure where the ring is, so that when you are needing the ring, you are going there to go and look for the ring, to get the ring. We haven't said that. We are talking about the functions of an Alaga. And if somebody asks you, how does an Alaga function as a frontier? How does it function as a frontier? You are in charge. Yes? You are in charge. You stand. You are leading. Frontier. How does it serve as representative? You are the only one talking on behalf of the bride's family or the groom's family. You are representing either of the family. There is no way. There is no way everybody can talk. It has to be one person at a time. So you are representing. If I ask you, how are you a spokesperson? Well, of course, the meaning of that word is in that word. You are the spokesperson, spokesman. You are the one that speaks loud. You are the lead. How are you a middleman? You go in between now. You will visit the two families. You will go in between. You will find out. Nowadays, if you are working for a particular family, you will see Alagas asking, how about the other family? Oh, you will need to go and see the mama of this thing. They will want to see the Alaga, and that is what takes us. By the time we are going for our next level discussions on the proper training of Alaga work as a profession, we shall be delving into all those areas where we will talk about why do they carry letters? Why do we take 42 yams? Why do we take 42 fish? Why is it oil? Why must we take umbrella? Why umbrella? Why are we taking obi, orogbo, and natari? What are the significances of all these things? You as an Alaga, if you want to do this work, you must know all these rudiments. You must know all of these things to become a professionally qualified somebody that will stand tall, that will not be rubbished. We now go to functions of an Alaga as regards to faith and religion. You are not working in isolation. You are working with a particular family of a particular faith and religion. That is why when you are starting any program, you have done your homework, you are now an Alaga, you are now ready to become one. You are now sure of yourself that you have what it takes to become one. You have to go in line with the faith of your clients, faith and religion of your client. How can you go to a Muslim setting, an Islamic setting, and you begin to send everybody, oh yeah, it doesn't go like that. For goodness sake, you are a representative. For goodness sake, You are a frontier. You are fronting for this family. You must know the ethics. You must know their religion. You must believe in their faith. You must go by what they believe in. You don't take them off what they believe in. Their ethics, the norms of the family are already there, embellished before they hire you. Do not forget that they only hire you for a service that will be terminated in hours. And within those specific hours, you must go by the rules that guides the family as regards faith and religion. Having said that, functions as regards to culture. Culture. Our culture is our belief. Our belief is our norm. Our norm is our joy. We are using Yoruba community, Yoruba people as a point of our class here. Therefore, you cannot go to a Yoruba setting without the culture of bringing yam, the culture of having how to prostrate for the families and greet appropriately. You don't just come in and sit down on them. So, supervising engagement requirements in accordance to family and ethics specifications, e.g., letters, e.g., 42 tubers of yam. They have told you it's 42 tubers of yam because they have, in Yoruba people, they will say, wọ́n fẹ́ wa níṣu lọ́kà, ọkà. Some people ask, what is ọkà? All others. The issue, very, very significant. You cannot write it out. You cannot remove it from the scene. It's very important. So, your function as regards to the culture, supervising the engagement item cannot be overemphasized. Functions as regards to professionalism and embellishments. That is why our entertainment power comes into place. That is why our adding humor comes into place. That is why where our use of appropriate songs and current phenomena comes into place. What is appropriate swags and songs? What are we talking about there? You will discover that the contemporary Alaga of today will go there singing the Davido. They will sing the Davido. They will sing different type of songs to go along with the time because of the children that are involved. We cannot but do all those. We cannot be living in yesteryears. Things have changed. We are moving forward. You have to move with the time. If you don't move with the time will move without you. Nowadays, before you say, that's why my heart did really like the care, you will see the whole audience. You will be wondering, how come the elderly people are even singing Duduke? Because that is what is going on. That is what is trending. That is, so you as an Alaga, we need to let you know that these are the things, the rudiments things that you should know. Do not forget that your sense of humor must have common sense embellished in it. There are some people, they misinyan. Instead of talking this way, they will add a coloration that does not befit the people that are involved. Hello? When you are talking to the elderly people, you know elderly people are seated both left and right, and you are talking the language of 16-year-old babies. It will not fly. Do not allow your audience to switch off at the wrong time. Your presentation from the onset is what makes you a good frontier. You are representing, nice. You moderate, nice. You are the one that is entertaining, beautiful. But does not give you the effrontery to say what is not expected to the elderlies. Your cultural background now comes to play. You need to know what we believe in this part of the world. You cannot work in isolation of the culture, of the environment that you belong to. You cannot work in isolation of the people that hires you. They have their beliefs and they have their norms. You haven't had to go and find out from them whom they are, where they are from, is to give you that courage to be able to say the right thing at the right time. Having said that, I need to let you know that if you put, we have the Alaga then. Alaga now. There is that of demarcation between them, but they interwove with each other. They are interwoven. The Alaga then is an Alarena. That is where we coin our name from. Is an Alarena. But now is an Alaga. Daughter-in-law. So, Alarina then, Alaga now is the compa, Iyawole is the daughter-in-law. We know it. There are differences between these three. There are differences between these three, and you can segregate. Yes, we welcome. Yes, we welcome our guest facilitator, a mother in the house. You are welcome. Thank you. I need to let you know that this is a beginner's class. We are still going to have the intermediate class where we will go into the training proper. The training proper entails internship, where you will need to go out and see what we are talking about. The intern is going to help you see what we have been discussing. We have discussed that person then. We have discussed that person now. We have asked ourselves, can we actually become one? Yes, you can become one. How? By possessing all these qualifications that we just said. That is how you can become it. I just told you, if you can think about it, you can do it. If you have the talents, and you have the interest, and you have the discipline, and you have the confidence, and you have the character set, and the skill set, you can do it. Like I said, if you have the skill, and you don't have the talents, you can learn it. You can acquire. What you are doing here is acquiring the skill to become an Alaga. It's not everybody that can do it, because it's not everybody that has the talent. It's not everybody that has the confidence. It's not everybody that has the interest. So, because you have passion for it, that is why you have decided to come here And because the passion and the interest and the confidence are going to be worked upon, that is why you are listening to the basic rudiments that you need to become one. So having said that, I told you that the Alaga then is the Alarena that metamorphosed into the Alaga of now. The work that we took from the Yawole is what we are now embellishing. You know, if an Yawole is working with you, he cannot do the embellishment that you will do. He cannot put in the swags that you will do. But he may have the confidence to say that ma ṣe ló wà ńbẹ̀, ma ṣe nǹkan mi ló wà ńbẹ̀, bá ṣe ń ṣe nídìílé wa nìyẹn. Àwọn àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa ṣe, àwọn ọkọ mi bọ́yìí máa ń ṣe nìyẹn. Jẹ́ kí n kí àwọn ọkọ mi. It's far more than that. You can see now that it is far more than that. There are some of you that are conversant with all these things that we have said. You know it. You have seen it. You have heard it. That notwithstanding, believe me sincerely, once you have the rudiments, you can build upon it. Once you have what it takes to become one, you know how to work on it, you can go to training. Watch training. Go for trainings. If we are still going for training at our age, there is nothing stopping you from going for training. Training upon training will make you to become a very confident person that can front for the family, that can represent the family, that can be the spokesman for the family, that can be the middle person between families, that can even entertain. Because the word entertain, is what, brings us to the limelight. They look at us as an entertainer, and when we get there, truly, we do entertain. We entertain. So, I haven't said a lot about the function, the way to go if you want to become one, what you will need to become one, how you can become one, etc., etc. I will now officially welcome our sister, our mother, the one and only Ile Okoya of the whole Africa. All the way. When you hear that voice, you will know that is the person, except, and if any other person says that, you will know it's a counterfeit. But when you hear her say that, you will know it's the original. I welcome her. Hey, it's in the video day. I need to congratulate you for still coming, because you are meeting her. Some of you might have not worked with her. You may be meeting her one-on-one for the first time. I, on behalf of the entire TokoTaya group, welcome you sincerely to our meet, especially at this hour, this time, this important period of TokoTaya group taking up this training session. I welcome you, sister. God bless you. I told them stories before your arrival. I kept the story to the time you will come. My own personal story. The story of Alaga, how do we come to Alaga? I gave them related history. The related history, as far as I am concerned, TokoTaya Training Institute, as far as it's concerned, emanates from the fact that we are glorious sisters. Some 3 decades ago, 3 glorious sisters come together to form a group known as Glorious Sisters. Because I know 3 people will become 6, the 6 will become 9, the 9 will become 18, the 18 will become 30, and so on and so forth. I'm telling you officially that we were Glorious Sisters, 3 of us, my junior sister now in Canada, my other junior sister down in Lagos. I am the senior of them. My name is Titi Adegboye TokoTaya. She is Bimba Akinwumi Ile Okoya, and the other lady is Yemi Olayeni Ile Okodun. The glorious sister is what metamorphosed into TokoTaya Ifedun, Ile Okodun, and Ile Okoya. We are. And that is why today I said, you must come. And even if I'm having only 2 people, you must be here. But the audience online are numerous. Many people registered, but they opt to join us online. So I welcome you, and I welcome you, and I welcome you again. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, ma. Anyway,
We can rub.
I'm incomplete without her, and she's incomplete without me. So I want to congratulate every one of you for being here. When she told me she was going to do the training, I've been aware, but I never knew people would come and learn for nothing. Thank God for, give it to her, come on. Because for some of us, I wouldn't have thought of doing any training for free. That's the truth. But when she said, I said, free, bow. She told me that's the way she's led to do it, and I keyed in with it. And I want to give you counsel to take optimum advantage of it, and don't just leave it to what you're learning now. When it's time for you to go for the next bigger one, go for it. For some, it's in stages. You learn the rudiments she's teaching now, you learn it, and then you come for the intermediate, and then you come for executive. That is, you're already an Alaga, but you want to keep improving on what you're doing. So we have such. But this rudiment she's taking you is actually the basis, is the foundation of it all. So I know she's gifted with words, so I don't want to imagine. I know what you would have had today. I know she would have finished the whole syllabus from beginning to the end. She would have, but then I'd like to say just a few things to you. She has talked about talent here. That's what everything here is all about. Discovering your inborn talents. You can't wake up one night and say, I want to become an artist. I want to become a painter. As disorganized you might think this painting is, it took an imaginative mind to bring this together. And if you ask the person that did the painting, the person will analyze and tell you the implication of each of the colors you have there. So you can't say, okay, you wake up one day and say, okay, I want to begin, look at this artwork of Mama here. And then you say, okay, me too, I want to paint her. I want to do painting. You'll be there for the next 5 years. It will still not look like her. So it starts with you having it on this side of you. How do you know? I should even start by asking you, why are you here? Why do you think you should be here? What necessitated your taking a decision to be here? So you say, you're all on track, really. You're all on track. Reason why I said you're on track is there's a prompting somewhere, either from within or from outside. God will not come down and talk to anybody. Not everybody is gifted to hear God directly. God speaks to us all the time, but He speaks through diverse kind of, medium. We use a man, we use even an animal to get some senses into humans. So you have told me the exact thing I would have loved to hear. That you have a conviction to be here. That's why you are here. Because if that's as simple as everything we have discussed, if it's not there, your being here would have been meaningless. There's one common thing, singing. Not just singing, singing to beats. That is very, very key, singing. So, if you have any sound on your phone, you can actually set some beats. You begin to sing to it to meet with that beat. Yes, you must be able to sing to beat. It's very key. No matter how good, you must be able to sing to beat. Until you must be able to know, okay, just for me, show. No? Not that the beat is in, and you announce the song and the, yes. So you must have it on the inside of you. What you have come to do here is we're just helping you to discover it and then to bring it out to open. I'm an advocate that you can be whoever you want to be. It takes just you to decide that. God has given it to you, so you have it already. That's why I congratulated you earlier. Then you must also make up your mind, because in the course of learning, discouragement will come. You will even discourage yourself, not just people discouraging you. You know why? Your generation is a generation that wants to be born today and then begin to run. Somebody walked up to my office some time ago, maybe early last year or 2 years ago. She said she wanted to learn. So we're just having a chat. And then in the course of our chatting, she asked me, how much do you charge? And I told her, how much I charge now? No, let me start from how much I used to charge. I used to charge 150 naira. So you go back and pick up your own 150 naira and then graduate to 500 naira and then graduate to 1,000 naira and then come to 15,000. So you need to take my work of 31 years for you to get to where I am. God can give you acceleration. Yes. But if your mission here is money, 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 that's one thing that is common to your generation. Money, money, money. If that's your mission here, you have not gotten to the right place. Go. Your passion is what will bring about the money. Your passion for it. That's why people will get to events and they want to die there. They really want to die there. It's just grace we are enjoying. It's just grace. Then your ability to put yourself in check. So if your driving force is money, 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 money. I have people that we started this engagement thing together decades ago, and they are still at the level where they were 25 years after. You know why? They were putting the cart before the horse. Some of them are really good friends to us. We are still friends. But they've been struggling and they're still struggling because they went in with the wrong motive. If you're following your passion, you will enjoy what you're doing. You do it almost effortlessly. And that's why sometimes you have a banging headache, you're sneezing. The moment you get on, and then you begin to do, honestly, everything would run away first. Afterwards, you say, yeah, my head. Because passion, your passion will drive you. And that's what people pay for. It's not because you ask them to bring money that they give money. It's because they see the passion with which you do and they appreciate that passion, that they pay for the passion. Everyone God has created, He has given talents. Your talents, firstly, will be to glorify God. That's why you've been learning how an alaga should look like. If whatever you're doing does not glorify God, then you're off track. It's in your generation that you find alaga talking shit. Pardon my language. They actually chat shit. Oh yeah, jogede. Oh yeah, kirika. Judy bala. Need be engagement. God forbid. Because they've lost it. They've lost the traditional aspect of it. The work of an alaga is like the work of a pastor, an imam, an alfa, a priest. You're actually building home. If the foundation be faulty, what can the righteous do? If the foundation is not properly laid, whatever you build on it will crumble. So you want to join two people that I say, alaga because it's alowa. That's not part of our tradition. It is not part of our tradition for and somebody that is standing in the place of a pastor or a priest or an imam to wear spaghetti, to wear revealing clothes, to wear makeup that people will begin to wonder, kilo shele, go, no, purple, green, yellow, hand fan, because that one is beyond lashes. They will put hand fan that I feel like saying, please, I'm hot, can I use your... Who are you trying to impress? I don't know, Baba Yahoo. Hey. Mo ti rí kan sọ pé dáàdì ẹ dìde. Ló bá di bàbá yẹn lọ́wọ́ mú. Daddy, ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ promise me? Owó ló fẹ́ gbà o. But you know, how many people would believe she was joking? Some people would have said, so she's even a concubine. So many nonsense. So I'm congratulating you because you are learning the right thing at the right source. The culture has been so diffused with stupidity and nonsensity that we're not really getting it anymore. When you see yourself, a mini pastor, maybe, a mini chief imam, maybe by, there's a way you comport yourself. Àwọn kankan wà tí ò tẹnu èèyàn jáde. Tó bá gbólúwàsù, tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ bọ̀kíbọ̀. I say, excuse me? So what comes out of your mouth is of great importance, because you either bless that marriage or mar the marriage. So an alaga is somebody that is in charge. Every other person is looking at you. So I'm sure she's still good. We're going to learn about how to comport yourself, people, you will still meet with obstacles. People will challenge you. People will abuse you. People will... Yes, mommy. Yes, ma. Oh, big battle show video. He told to feed me later. Oh, God. Yes, mommy. She will say it. And then I will tell her. At a point, I'm about to tell her, Oloko, Ologa, Alagbaro, Shori, next 2 hours, Febalo, gbogbo tó bá ti rí kìí ṣe. Iye tó sọ fún mi, ó tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn mo ṣe gbà. Ó fẹ́ fún èèyàn ní kiri kó fẹ́ ní pé ọ̀ṣà wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. Ológa, mo ní yes for me, mo tún ti sáré débẹ̀. After that day, mo lè decide láti máàkì, ó lè kí mi kí má dá lóhùn. But while you are there, you're obedient servants. You can't, moment soul everywhere. You can't get me angry. Níbi tí mo ti ń jẹun. O lè bí mi nú mẹ́, o sì bóyá lè try. Àti mo sọ fún yín níjọ́ Friday, bàbá Ìbàdàn yẹn, ó kúrò ní event ẹ̀, he walked out of the venue. Obìnrin kan kúlẹ̀ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mọ́tò pé dáàdi ẹjọ́ wọ́n máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí just because àwọn ilé ọkọ wọn tètè sọ̀kalẹ̀ hotel ni wọn wá sísàlẹ̀ ó wo ó ní 12 o'clock làwọn sọ it's already 20 minutes after 12 wọn ti sọ̀kalẹ̀. He entered into his car and drove out. Bó ṣe jẹ́ obìnrin kan kúnlẹ̀ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ bá he refused, and then ó pàpà jáde ó lọ. By the time he came back, ìyàwó ẹ̀ sọ nílé mo ní ẹ̀mọ́ mi bolẹ̀ wà ẹ má bọ́ ṣe mọ́ kọ́ mi o wọn ní sùúrù o wọ́n lè máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ní mọ́mì wọ́n ti lọ. Ìgbà tí bàbá yẹn padà dé tó sọ pé kíníkan ẹ̀ ń bínú mo ní dádì àti gbà má dúrà sàpẹ́ ní bínú lẹ́nu bẹ́ẹ̀ ni orí ahọ́n ẹ̀ lágbára yẹn wà. Báwo ló ṣe máa bínú jọ ìyàwó ọmọ ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ bínú ó dẹ̀ lọ lóòótọ́ he left the venue. So you will meet irú èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn if you don't tame the person in the spiritual. He can abuse and disgrace everybody níbẹ̀. Ó lè jẹ́ nǹkan kan lè sọ ní mania. What nonsense is this one? Kíníkan. Hey, woman. He can embarrass. So that's why an alaga is actually a prophet and a priest. You're on spiritual assignment. Nílé wọn gan bóyá àwọn tí ẹ fẹ́ kàn ṣe ìyàwó. So, if you cannot pray, you don't have any business here. Before, during, after. So that's why I said, when you begin to imagine, what do pastors do? Kí ni iṣẹ́ àwọn àfáà? You begin to understand the kind of work that you are doing. Àlùfáà tó fẹ́ gbàdúrà fún ọmọ ìjọ pé ó tú ẹ sílẹ̀ nínú ogun ayé. Ogun ayé yẹn kí ló máa ṣe? Ó lè yí padà kó dojú kò ń gan fún rẹ̀. So you must fortify yourself. Just fortify yourself. Because when you hear of Alaga, all you want is money. You get the money eventually. But ìwọ gan wàá ṣe iṣẹ́. So that's why Alaga's business is not for everybody. But you see, the economy of Nigeria has driven a lot of people into it. People see it as cheap money. Then the emergence of social media has given people misplaced priorities. The fact that you are buying followers, you are buying likes, you are sponsoring ads, you are getting people that are giving you, and you just opened your Instagram page, already you have 20,000 followers. People like, that might can make people, oh, because these days, what people want to know, Alaga, and then you have 20 names and they check out. This one has 3,000 followers. This one has 18. Como boya organic ibẹ̀ ojú 3,000 lọ. Ó ti ra 15,000 followers mọ́. Ó pé àwọn láti mọṣẹ́ tó bá dé bá máa sọ jùdíjà balabala. N tó o fẹ́, òun ló rí. So, don't be discouraged. Don't despise little beginnings. The first challenge every new Alaga faces is, where do I get jobs from? How do people know me? The industry is so saturated. No, the sky is big enough for every bird to fly. Then the first place for you to get your clients is actually within your family. Do they trust you enough? Bọ̀dá Jídé, ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀, èmi ni màá ṣalága yín. Ìwọ òjò ló ṣe kíní kan, ẹ má wọrí, màá mọ́gà mi kan wá. And then you run to, mommy, ẹ wo mo ti lọ fẹ́ nu gbaṣẹ́ oníṣẹ́ o, and then she gives you somebody to go with you. And then you are there. It's your card that will be shared. And then you must feature there, even if there's somebody else. The role that you are given, you rehearse it, to pray about it, and then if all they're asking you to do is to letter, if that's all you want to do, then do it very well. So the first set of people that will patronize you, actually your own family members. So don't be discouraged. Don't say, hey, I've learned it now, 10 years after. I've only done, I'm sure somebody will still come and take you on engaging social media, because that's the easiest platform now. But you to begin to tell people around you, print flyers, go to your church, give them, go to your mosque, give them, to your friends, give them, your family members, uncle, I just want you to put it on your WhatsApp status, and keep telling people, reminding them. They say, that's your auntie that is very rich. Auntie, I know you want to go and call TokoTaya. Don't worry. Try me too, I can do it. I may not be as good as TokoTaya. You will know that I'm a product. Fẹ́nu gbà. Má wá fojú kòkòrò kún. Tó bá ti fẹ́nu gbà. She will sort you out. Then you must have good control of language. Speak your comfortable language. Actually, engagement Yorùbá ló yẹ ká máa fi ṣe. Yorùbá la máa fi ń ṣe. Yorùbá tó dán mọ́rán, tó dùn létí, tó dùn gbọ́. Tí ò sí àmúlùmálà nú ẹ̀ rárá. Ṣùgbọ́n ohun tó fa tí èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì fi wọnú ẹ̀ ni wípé ìyá ìyàwó tó pè yín gan Ìgbò ni. Èyí tó jẹ́ Yorùbá gan Amẹ́ríkà ló ń gbé. Ọmọ tẹ́ wá ṣèyàwó fún wọn kò gbọ́ wá ń pa ọ́. Ìdí nìyẹn tó ṣe jẹ́ pé ọ̀rọ̀ láti dán mọ́rán lẹ́nu èèyàn. tó bá jẹ́ Yorùbá ló dán mọ́ná lẹ́nu mi màá máa sọ àti ní ẹ jẹ́ máa sọ fún ọmọ yín tí mo sọ ẹ sọ pé mo ní kó gbé ọwọ́ ẹ̀ lé èjìká ọkọ ẹ̀. Funny enough, somebody will ẹ máa rẹ́ ẹni tó máa bá yín sọ fún mi. Àwọn àdánù máa pé ẹ̀ṣẹ́ àti sọ fún ti gbé sí ọ̀dà ẹ bá mi sọ pé kó mú èjìká ẹ̀ kó gbé síwájú báyìí. Ẹlòmíà bọ́ ṣe máa rẹ́rìn náà nìyẹn. Meanwhile, ìdí tí mo ṣe ń ṣe ẹ̀ ni pé mi ò fẹ́ tàbọ̀. Mi ò fẹ́ kọ́ sọ pé òyìnbó jákujàku ò lè yan sọ yìí. Tí n bá wá rí wípé ó dáa kò tiẹ̀ wá sẹ́ni tó fẹ́ bá mi sọ lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì fún. I bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ pidgin English. Wetin you dey do? Oya carry your hand up like this. Who do that? Who be the who? You dey look me? Hold the knife like this. But to communicate. So you must have control of language. You must have control. Èdè tó bá convenient tó mọ̀ pé o lè sọ dáadáa òun ni ó sọ. Kò sẹ́ni tó máa bẹ́ wí sí pé òun sọ Yorùbá. Tó bá ní àǹtí ẹ wò torí àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ wa tó gbóyìnbó. Okay. Mọ́mì ẹ jẹ́ má bínú kì í ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ náà mo máa lè sọ lóyìnbó. Àkùkọ bàbá mi lálàkọ dáàdì ẹ bá mi sọ fún wọn lóyìnbó. Ẹ sọ fún wọn. Mo ti sọ fún wọn yí pé kì í ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ni mo lè bá yín sọ lóyìnbó nìyẹn. Àwọn bàbá kan máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ my father's kọ̀rọ̀ kí kọ̀kọ̀kọ̀kọ̀kọ̀ wọ́n sọ wípé kìí ṣe gbogbo ẹmú lè sọ nìyí. Ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n gán láti ní ìgboyà nínú ara ẹ̀. Speak the language that is very convenient for you. Má wàá gbọ́ aláàgó ṣiṣẹ́. Tó bá rí pé iṣẹ́ àlà àwọn olóyìnbó Chukwuemeka àti Chukwudi náà pè é tètè wá ẹni tó fẹ́ mú tira. Àdánìkan jẹ náà ló máa ń jẹ́ àdánìkan kú. Greed. You are so much after how much you want to amass now, forgetting that you still have the rest of your life ahead of you. Béèyàn bá kánjú, tó bá jẹ oúnjẹ ọ̀sẹ̀ kan lọ́jọ́ kan, constipation ló máa gbẹ̀yìn ẹ̀. Torí tó bá yá kò ní rínú jẹ̀mí sí mọ́. So now that you know that you have asked them, ó ti rí pé lè ìyá ìyàwó tó ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ gan, àárín sí ra, àbá sí gba yes ma, yes ma. Ó ti ń rò pé ta ni mo fẹ́ mú dání tó máa lè reach ẹni. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá rí pé a fẹ́ kọrin ìlú, èmi ni máa kọ́. Tẹ́ni bá sọ pé we want to thank God, now we're here, wọ́n ti sọ gbogbo ẹ̀tọ́. Tí bá sọ ẹ̀gbá yìí lé, wá ní kò lè fi òyìnbó sọ ẹ̀gbá yìí lé. Màá gbà lẹ́nu ẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. Wàá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sínú. So gbogbo à ń bẹ̀ yẹ kò sí bọ́ ṣe ní rí ẹ pé wà ń bẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n má fẹ́ gidi sọ èdè tí o gbọ́. Choose your comfortable language. Pé èèyàn kan ṣe bákan mí pé wọ́n láti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Mọ ara ẹ. Má wàá gba aláàgó ṣiṣẹ́. Decency should be your watchword for everything in every situation. Decency. Is what I'm wearing decent enough? Is the makeup I'm doing decent enough? Ẹlòmíì tó bá gbé kinní kan sáyà báyìí, àfi bí alájàpá. Ṣé wọ́n ní ìyá ìyàwó ni? Ṣé wọ́n pẹ̀ kó wá bá wọn ṣe nǹkan ni? A gbé kinní kan tó báyìí gbàgbà sáyà. Etí ẹ̀gán ṣe báyìí, etí ẹ̀ ṣe báyìí. Ṣé ní makeup fi? Èékánná yìí, á gùn láti bí ìtàwọn àǹjọ̀nú. Àwọn ìyá kan wà. Ọlọ́run ló mọ̀rú kí ni Brazil àránù tó ti ẹ̀rán sí. Wọ́n yẹn máa kọ́yàn lórí àtẹ̀wọ́ rẹ̀. I'm online. Sorry o. Ẹ̀yin online is yes. You must be comfortable. Not revealing. Your clothes should not be too clingy. The focus is on you, but it should be on what you are doing, not on your body, on your appearance. If your makeup is too much, that's what people will see. If your dressing is too dramatic, you know the styles. You have sewn, okay, some people even wear gown now. They will not put something here that will be like map of Africa. Excess of anything is bad. Be modest, be moderate, be decent, be polite. Never let anybody hear your voice of argument. Part of being decent is even in your eating. You are walking. Once I have small chops. Hey, hey. Bá mi kọ́ mi wà kankan ló ń ṣe o. Bóyá mú ìyàwó wà lórí ìkúnlẹ̀. You must learn contentment. Ìtẹ́lọ́rùn. Before you leave the house, God has known how much you will take home. So even if you put your head down and raise your 2 legs up, you won't exceed it. Then don't expose your inadequacies outside. What do I mean by that? This is the first job you are doing in 3 months. And then you want to so drain people that they will know that you should work as if I still worked yesterday. You can leave the place and go and buy gala and take pure water on your way. Don't má ṣe wàdùwàdù nídìí ohunkóhun. Ẹlòmíì wọ́n gbé rice kan jó jẹ́ small chops wá ó ti lò. Wọ́n tún náà serve àmàlà on point. Á tún jẹ́ tó bá jẹ táṣẹ yọ nylon síta máa ṣa ẹran orí oúnjẹ. Amẹ́ja lọlé, amú chicken lọlé. It's lack of control. Wo kó jẹ́ pé kò sí ẹran gan nínú kòkò ọbẹ̀ nílé. Fi akọ báyìí, fi gbé kó jáde pé ẹran ló dẹ̀ ṣòṣì sí mi jọ mo ń lọ lébi jáde. Ìwọ̀nba tó bá ti lè jẹ fi ilẹ̀ sínú plate ń bẹ̀. Ẹlẹ́mẹ̀ bá wọ̀ tún wèsì. There's one video, I don't know whether it was just.
That was beautiful. She was dancing.
Ó àtẹ̀yìn.
She was dancing and she was just looking.
Lórí tébù. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló mi ṣe wà nìyẹn. Gbogbo báàgì á kú. Wọ́n á ti gbé báàgì ńlá wá. So, all of these are just paraphrasing. We're just dealing with just the frame. The content of the frame cannot be learnt within a day. It means you must come back and learn it properly. What are my duties? On that day, before that day, after that day. How do I keep my clients? How do I keep that one person that gave me the job, the very first one in 3 months? How do I maintain this person? How do I use this person as an instrument to other jobs? How do I keep connecting? That's when you talk about record keeping. Everyone you come across is actually a blessing to your business, and the communication line should be left open. Weekly messages or monthly messages. You must keep, how do I keep connecting with this person? Then, what are the basics? Basic steps. As Alaga Dro, what are my duties? As Alaga Joko, what are my duties? Each one, how do I conduct this one appropriately? For example, you're just learning, and then you come across, give me a name of somebody you really know. Oluremi San, Damilola Alaga, Amoke Alaga. Do you know Amoke started less than 3 years ago? That's the advantage of social media. And she's smart. You are meeting this person that the whole world have known. And here are you. And you are not even doing for Ilioko. So she has done all the singing. She has done all the dancing. She has spoken all the words. They have spread out the money. And then she comes to Yalaga. And you are like, ha, Jesus. All the list of the songs that you have written out, that you will sing. You started marking it. You now saw that the thing has been exhausted. What do I do at that point? How do I still get across and catch the attention? That is where the power of word comes in. It's not in song at that point. It's not in dance. It's not in Orilu. You might do Isha Alaga Dro without singing orí ìlú ẹyọ kan ṣoṣo because gbogbo ètò fẹ́ kọ not only that ó ti task àwọn yẹn ó ti sú wọn gan wọ́n ti náwó tirẹ̀ wọ́n ti jókòó so it's not time to get them up again but you still need to catch them. How do I get this? How do I still catch the audience? What and what can I do that will cause them? Kò sí bí alága ìjókòó ṣe lè mọṣẹ́ kó ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ tán kó tún sọ èmi ìgbà ń ṣe náà á ti sọ pé reason tẹ̀sẹ̀ wà lélẹ̀ kó tó bí ẹ á ti bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ bọ̀ kó tún sọ yòómì pé ò lè tún sọ. Orúkọ ẹbí you have it. It's not time to shake. By the time you begin to speak, you will discover that strength will come, audience will pay attention, and then you'll be able to connect. How do we do that? Those are the things you need to learn deeply. Ọ̀nà bono tún lè gbà yọ. Orin Oǹdó ẹyọ kan ṣoṣo tó mọ̀. Wọ́n tún ti kọ mẹ́fà míì lé lórí. Àwọn orin wo ló wà tó jẹ́ pé I can use for any ìlú? You know, so there are kò sí ní ọ̀nà máa wà ọ̀nà àbáyọ máa wà ṣá ni. It's for you to pay attention. You don't fidget. Lẹ́yìn pé mo lọ kí wọn pé then you take your eyes off money. Ṣáàrí tẹ bá bálága irú àwọn kìí ṣe irú àwọn ọmọdé bíi tèmi báyọ̀ àwọn alága àgbà wọn tó máa ń pera wọn lágbà yẹn téèyàn bá bá wọn pàdé tó ti kí wọn mọ́mí ẹ̀ lẹ́mà wà lábẹ́ ṣe lọ́sẹ̀ ṣe ẹ̀sìn àìsí gbé ojú ẹ̀ kúrò níbi owó wọn torí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn wà tó jẹ́ pé objective wọn ìdí owó yẹn ló wà tó bá dẹ̀ ti gbójú ẹ̀ kúrò you won't mind what you are just thinking of is how do I carve a niche for myself? What do I do here and get another job? You have gotten that one. Your target should not be on that job. It should be on other jobs. The potential clients that are watching me. I don't want to argue with anybody over money. You can't catch me fighting or arguing because of money. Èèyàn ti dówó lójú mi rí. Ó ń jẹ life and direct. Yìí tó tún fún mi tó fi lé mi lórí. Mi ò lè gbàgbé wá sí ìlò fún mi lówó yẹn mint 1,000 ó bù lé mi ló bá ní mo dẹ̀ kó bá òun dẹ̀ ló wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi mo dẹ̀ ná fún ojú mi dẹ̀ ń tẹ̀lé ó dẹ̀ kó fẹ́ni tó jẹ́ side tẹ̀ yẹn dẹ̀ kó sí chest pocket by the time tá a máa gbà padà owó yẹn ti wù. The question is before that day ìgbà wo mo bá pàdé after that day I'm yet to meet her again. If God wants, I may never meet her again for the rest of my life. So why should I now fight on that one day? You see, God knows how He repays everybody, either good or bad. I was telling, where was I saying it? Okay, when she did that graduation, I said, èèyàn kan tí mo bá pàdé mo kàn ń pé wo ó ṣàti takú àtijọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ mo ti ṣiṣẹ́ fún so to say a pín owó sí méjì ọgbọgba ìfúnra mi mo pín sí méjì wọ́n sọ pé èmi ni mo ṣèjókòó èmi náà mo pawó èló ló fẹ́ fún mi mọ́ tèmi ṣé wọn tó sọ fún mi ó dà ti bímọ ilé ọkọ yẹn kọ́ bọ̀ mi ò ní fún yín mo ní mo rànjú báyìí kí ló dé kí ni mo ṣe ó ní ṣé mo mọjọ́ tóun sì ṣe kan gbẹ̀yìn ni tóun ní tí òun dùn pé yẹ́sì òun mọ̀ pé ó máa kówó lọlé òun tó wá pọ̀wọ́ ọ̀tọ̀ ẹ̀tọ́ abíkẹ́ fún mọ́ tí jáde kẹ́kọ́ olójú ọ̀rẹ́ fún mo ní ẹ má bínú mà ọ̀yẹ̀ pé báyìí àwọn ọmọdé kí I've not met her again since that day.
And she just spoke her mind.
And she spoke her mind. And do you know, I really appreciated the way she said it.
She respects you.
Ohun tó ń rò lọ́kàn ẹni láti bàtà ṣe pé yes. Ó yẹ máa ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn. Màmá ọ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀gán ti sọ fún mi rí. Èmi àti wọ́n pàdé ní Ìjẹ̀bú. Màmá àgbàlagbà. Àwọn náà ṣe engagement tèmi gan 31 years ago. Mo dẹ̀ bá wọn pàdé. Màmá ní ìwọ ló wà ń bí. Ó náà ṣe mí kí mi máa tọ́. Ó ní ṣé mọ́mọ́ bí màmá yẹn ṣe sọ nìyẹn ó ní ṣé mo mọ ọmọ kò tọrọ búrẹ́dì wá fún ó ní ṣé mo obìnrin náà ṣe máa dùn ọlọ́bìnrin náà ṣe ń dùn rẹ pé yé èmi ló ṣe yìí fún Ọlọ́run because ọmọ pa stress free grace àjọ máa lo grace enjoy ẹni adẹ̀ ṣe tán mọ́mì ó ṣàdúrà láti ìgbà yẹn mo ti pàdé wọn lẹ́ẹ̀kan after them ọjọ́ tí mo tún pàdé wọn yẹn náà same thing náà ló ṣẹlẹ̀ so when you have it behind your mind that this is what you do, this is what I love to do, and I'm going to do it for the rest of my life. So when you have that behind your mind, nothing shakes you when it comes to money. So the woman that is expecting that ọmọ yìí bí máa fi hàn pé kìnnì kan tó ti ní gba àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ mọ́mì ẹ ṣe máa wò pé òun cheat ara ẹ̀ ló cheat torí òun kò ní sùn dáadáa ń jọ yẹn bí ṣe ń lọ yẹn oògùn ara mi ń takò bẹ́ẹ̀ ni omi ara tó jáde lára mi kó máa bàjá so ẹni tó lọ́n bá dẹ̀ ń gbèjà kì í gbèjà ara ẹ̀ tẹ̀wá kàn wó pé another time pé when another time tó bá rí ẹ kó tó kí báyìí ló ti máa yọ̀ ọmọ pé ọmọ tí mo gbá ń jọ yẹn ish. So you must know what your target is. So that's why I said if your mission is to make money here, if that's your number one, then of course money will come. Èèyàn ń ṣiṣẹ́ ni. Àwọn nǹkan tẹ́ máa kọ́ ní the core things. You'll be learning about timeliness. They want you to conduct an engagement 45 minutes. Nígbà tó yẹ pọ́n lọ church, gbogbo àwọn dẹ̀ ti pẹ́ kọ́ tó bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ẹ̀rí kíní kan, wọ́n ṣe ń kọrin yẹn, ọkọ̀ wọlé wí, ìyàwó wà, yìí, lójú kọta dúró sí yẹn, 45 minutes. Nípa ìfẹ́ Olùgbàlà close. Bó ṣe gbà níjọ́ yẹn nìyẹn. Ibòmí ẹ̀dẹ̀ ráyè 2 hours, 2.5 hours. You must know how to manage time. Ayé àtijọ́ la máa ń ṣe engagement 4 hours, 4.5 hours. No, mama ready, no, mama ready. Kò sẹ́ni wá no wáyé. Eré ni ìkùrà. But these days, ìgbà yẹn wọ́n máa ṣe engagement on separately. Ìgbà mi wọ́n tẹ̀ ti ṣe later another day. Wọ́n ṣe engagement, wọ́n ṣe wá ṣe wedding. You see, tẹ́lẹ̀ pé gbogbo ẹ̀ most times same day náà fẹ́ ṣe. Then bọ́n tẹ̀ ṣe ń bẹ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe party. Bọ́n ti ráyè ìkíní. So 2 hours here, you'll be targeting it. And it's doable. And you'll have a good time. Tó bá ti fojú kòkòrò sí. Wọ́n ná ẹ lówó. So owó tó ná yẹn yìí lọ. Ẹni yóò lọ. But o mọ̀ pé time ti ń lọ. You must close it, end it. Pájú ẹ̀dẹ́ kó gbójú ẹ̀ kúrò bí owó yẹn. And move on so that you can meet with the targets. Táwọn èèyàn bá waste time. Táwọn ọmọ bá waste time. Táwọn òbí bá jójójójó. Alága yẹn ti pẹ́ jù náà máa padà wá sọ. Alága yẹn ti pẹ́ jù wọ́n ní sọ pé àwọn àwọn so you must have grip. Have grip. Iṣẹ́ alága bí iṣẹ́ ológun ni. You can command the president of a nation to stand up. Say, sir, can you rise onto your feet, sir? How did it do? Oh my life iṣẹ́ yìí o. Wàá gbé yẹn. Ọlọ́pàá gan. Controller general. Sir, can you get on your feet, sir? How did it do? Pẹ̀lú sùúrù. Àwọn nǹkan tẹ́ máa padà wá kọ́ ni mo ń dọ́gbọ́n sọ yẹn ọ̀ṣẹ́ pé mo kàn paraphrase ẹ̀ ni pé irú àwọn bo làwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan ti máa ń jáde. How do you react to pressure? When people are giving you order, bàbá àti màmá ò bá ara gbé pọ̀ mọ́ fáwọn fẹ́ jókòó tira wọn àánú ló gbé wọn padà. Irú ẹ̀yìn ló wá sọ pé kó dìde kó kúnlẹ̀ kó gbé lẹ́tà fún dádì. A sọ pé excuse me. Bàbá tó jẹ́ pé ìyá ọlọ́mọ yẹn gan side chick ni ìyàwó bàbá wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ bàbá. Abẹ́ bàbá ni kó tó gbà láti jókòó sáárín. Animal wà fún sit to my left. I say yes sir. Ìyá ọlọ́mọ jókòó to the right. Ó wá ń gbé lẹ́tà bọ̀. Ó wá ní kó máa sọ pé ṣé o ìwọ ọkọ mi. Etí máa ń gbóríṣiríṣi. Mo ti lọ sóde rí tó sọ fún alága kó dákẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ yín ni o. Wọ́n sọ fún pé kó dákẹ́. Wọ́n ní madam, can you please be quiet in the open? You know what happened? ẹni tó bí ọmọ yẹn ọmọ ìlú kan náà lòun àti bàbá ẹ̀ but máa yẹn ó ti fẹ́ ìyàwó mi dẹ́gbẹ́ yá secondary school náà ti bí ọmọ yẹn fúnra wọn so they went their different ways máa yẹn ti fẹ́ ẹlòmíì woman yẹn náà ti settle down but wọ́n fẹ́ràn ẹ̀ nínú ilé wọn torí wọ́n jọ grow ni official wife man yẹn ló gba alága fún wọn so the woman came a bit late ló bá ń sọ pé ipò wọn ní kán bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbogbo wọn ní àwọn máa dúró dé tó máa fi dé ó ti dé tòsí so wọ́n kọ́ dúró dé gbà tó dé báyìí gbogbo ìjókòó yẹn dìde náà so wọ́n ẹni pé kò bàbẹ̀ jẹ́ wọ́n ń sọmọ náà ń lọ́mọ ló ń kíní kan kíní. nígbà tí alága yìí máa gba mi ò bá lákọ ṣiṣeré tàǹbẹ̀lẹ̀ tí eléwúra ó dúró gédégbé ìyàwó bàbá yẹn lọ́gàn wọ́n ní madam we don't want that kind of song here ẹ má dalé wa rú. nígbà tó tún máa tún mú orin mi similar song náà ló tún mú wọ́n sọ pé she should stop wọ́n ní ká máa ṣe wọ́n ní ká ṣe both sides pé ká fi sílẹ̀ no man you can't talk to me anyhow and I will talk to you anyhow because omi ọ̀tẹ̀ aláàfẹ́ níbí wọ́n bọ̀ pò wọ́n jọ pò lọ́ọ̀kan dáadáa ẹni tó gbà náà ẹni tó gbà nìyẹn náà ẹni tó dẹ̀ gbà kẹ̀dẹ̀rẹ́ is a legal wife ayé ń retí ẹlẹ́yà rẹ o ó níbi tó ti wálé o so you study the environment that's why you get information. Few days before, some of them will still tell you their private secrets. You must pray. God should help you to handle it. Because a little thing can trigger somebody being upset, somebody being angry, somebody going off the way. So how do you handle pressure? Bàbá ìyàwó fún ẹ lọ́dà this time one day ṣe é ìyá ìyàwó ní má dálẹ̀.
Because it's a way the wife might have given you their Ojukwu family and when you're in program they start telling you that you've not mentioned this family.
I'm a mention one no. You keep mentioning them because those are the people that you're working for. Yours is not to create any sin. Yours is not to make it obvious that they are not together. Yours is to make everything go smoothly. Because mine is to just make sure everything go well and I live in peace and I live there with peace. So you must apply wisdom to balance all of that. Those are the things you need to get to know. Handling pressures. Pressures from within, pressures from without. So, Ishalaga, you can't learn everything. There are some that you develop as you grow. As you keep doing it, you keep improving. So, if you do something and somebody says, someone even will correct you, that's not how to pronounce our song. You're not singing, we're saying, hey, you two, can you speak my dialect? I've tried. Mommy, then you go back and relearn it. When you are learning any song, learn it to the last word. So whatever you're learning, learn it daily go. Then you have already been given a book. You will need to break it down. Oni Igbo, Oni Calabar, Oni Edo. Edo yen, there is Isha. There is Benin Gangan. Èdè wọn dẹ̀ yàtọ̀. So ito bá ti rí pé o mọ̀ má kọ fi praise that Lord o sing fi gbélẹ̀. Sing a general song. So some people, then pronunciation of names. Get the right pronunciation. Má fi òjò kó fi po òjò àbí kó fi òjò kó fi po òjò. My father of blessed memory took offense on my wedding day. He said they didn't call me. He said, I beg your pardon. That was what my father said. Eshiloku, please. He corrected the person. It was reflex. He corrected the person instanta. So you need to learn how to pronounce the names correctly, especially if it is not in your dialects. You must pronounce it correctly. Chukwuemeka, Ndi Igbo, not Inde Igbo. You tell them, call it for me, even before, mommy, can you call this name? Call this name for me. Or you put mark on top. So that when you're pronouncing it, you know. Then you also learn about who and who do I need. If you have a planner friend, you start holding on to that planner friend. Those I've gone back to where you can get your jobs. You just tell her, you know, you might be looking at me that I'm not so good. Don't worry, I'm coming with somebody. Don't pay me until we are done. When we are done, I'm going to collect double from you. So, and when you are done, I told you, because you have gone with a senior, that will do the job and the job will be done. And then your friend will have confidence in you. It's a journey, is a journey that has no end. It has no end. Because you keep learning. I'm still learning. I learn new things. You hear a new song from someone, there's nobody you meet that you should not learn something from. Somebody just came in. Even somebody that started the Auditory Alaga last week, and I meet the person. Marin kokoti ma learn lare. O ma kokoko to mo ti wo na ma learn. So, knowledge is unending. You learn, unlearn, and relearn. You keep learning. If the only song you sing for every Egba person you know is Awalomo, Abeokuta, go and learn another Egba song so that the next Egba you meet, you might sing that song or you'll have an additional one to sing. So keep increasing the songs that you know. Keep increasing. Listen to music. Watch. You have so many things you can learn on YouTube. Watch Alagas that you desire. Go see, even Benito need Shegomo. Some people that you have worked for would have put it up there. Just punch it in. You find different ones, different categories. There's a lady I met in the UK. She was already communicating with me before I finally met her physically. And then she told me that she loves my job. Oh, she's always doing my job. I said, okay, no problems. Nobody change no. A lady to be here. So when I met her, madam, and I'm coming, she said, fine. Oh, she was excited. And I got there. And I told her, she said that she also has a job on that. I said, then she asked me where I had my own. And I told her, only in Kanshele, only Kileshele, only Bell, only Alaga. Money, that would be nice. Only cool, nice, Rara. Only on Tom Yalo, only alone, no one more. Money then, Lolo, Jolong, Kojako, come on. I told her, I said, Lolo, Jolong. Only ye. But I don't worry, no horrible. I don't know you. If you behave as if I know you in this place, I started giving her confidence. But you know what shocked me? Oh, print. Got only low system. Me only 1% here. Oh, print, Bobo Yajadi. Each chat to has a look. We are being lazy now. You have it better. What it tell Jabu song? Be 10, 15, to tiko, what to print a jadi. Oh, money concoction one day. So Jackie share flow, dada. Sequence, having she shall be belati bere dokwe. Eka son salute bere. Ma. Mo dem go buy. What the money wa? How did you learn so much? She said, she mo fẹ́ gbọ́. Ó ní ìjọ́ tó ń kọ́kọ́ rí mi. Ó lóun gba CD be yẹn. Ó ní anybody tó ń bá mọ̀ tó ń bọ̀. A ti máa sọ pé ẹ ti Alaga. Ẹ lọ wá glorious. I want ẹjọ́ má rẹ̀ pàwá fún mi cd iṣẹ́ yẹn ó lórin mi ò lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ ń bí ó ní àárín ẹ̀ inú fìkẹ́ ọmọ òní tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ń jọ yẹn rèé ṣé bó tẹ̀ ṣe parí ẹ̀ rèé ó ṣe research I gave it to her amen èmi gan fúnra mi ò ní 1% nǹkan tó ní nínú iṣẹ́ mi ó wá ti jọ pọ̀ ó ti wá tó ó ti wá dodidi ọ̀rọ̀ ó mú ọ̀rọ̀ ó mú orin ó mú the only thing tí ò rí mú ni jó toró tó báyìí but she did so well that I became so proud of her bó ṣe ní sequence tẹ́ máa fi gbé mà wípé àkójẹun látàárọ̀ ó mọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ta ló ń dá wa lọ́rọ̀ sọ next song bóyá iṣẹ́ báyìí orin ti fẹ́ kọ next òun ló kọ ó ń ṣeṣẹ́ yẹn mò ń wò ó ní o òun ló ń ṣe lẹ́ẹ̀kan mo ṣe léyàwó ibi tí mo ti ń bèrè tí mo bóyá kọrin yẹn délẹ̀ you know that there will be a prompt ní pé tó bá jẹ́ mi mò ń kọrin orin ni máa kọ next ń tó kọ nìyẹn ó kọ ìgbà tó kọ tán I gave it to her ó sọ see never you be afraid of anything and anybody ẹni á ṣeṣẹ́ wọn náà ṣe tiẹ̀ so and after that ìfà tó ṣe tán báyìí oye tó yẹn ló ṣe wọlé tó mo ṣe yé mi ò máa nílè gbé yín sókè ẹ máa dìde mi ò máa nílè gbé yín ó ní mo ṣe because mo rí pé ó ń gbọ̀n mo rí pé ó ń gbọ̀n kí lè ń gbọ̀n mo ní fi mí sẹ́gbẹ́ mo ní ṣe ṣe mo ní ká yóò jọ sẹ́gbẹ́ tí wọ́n ní màá ti ṣojú sí ó dẹ̀ ṣe wọ́n sí ó dẹ̀ kárí gbẹ̀ ìgbà tó yóò bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní flow ó flow débi pé èmi náà wò pé ó flow débi pé ilé mi gan dùn so you must put yourself together irú àwọn àtàwọn naturally endowed you wear good bra you package yourself well put yourself together you know by nature ń gbà mí wà tó jẹ́ pé a fẹ́ máa bọ́wọ́ ló nígbà kó ṣe jẹ́ gbẹ̀jẹ̀gbọ́n máa wàá páàkì gbogbo ẹ̀ pọ̀ sójú kan ni pé dúró síbí ibi tó fẹ́ wà lẹ́nu rẹ̀ so you must learn to package yourself well so that àwọn èèyàn ní máa sọ ọ́ dáradára àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kan wà tí ìtẹnu alága jáde àwọn ọjọ́ kan wà tí tálágò gbọ́dọ̀ jó mo lọ sí alága kan tó jó sópì tẹ́dọ̀ kan ló tún ṣọ́ báyìí mo ní kán máa wá dé o mi ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ túmọ̀ ẹ̀ létà mo ṣe ń béèrè pẹ́jọ kí ló ń jẹ́ sópì tòun kí ló ń sópì so those things you will find out that people are even tired of that group of people but if those are the kind of people they have out there wọ́n máa kó wọn mo náà family sọ pé wọ́n ti fẹ́ máa lálága mọ́ rárá because of nasty experiences aláwọn church talk ní lálága wọn lálága rárá àwọn ìyàwó àlùfáà wọn máa ń ṣe torí àṣejù ìsọkúsọ bàbá mother student tí mo ṣiṣẹ́ fún a ṣe ní Thursday of this week following Friday sister ọkọ ìyàwó yẹn ṣe àwọn mother student náà ṣe wọ́n ti gbé pé gbogbo alága in fact kò jẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ rárá wọ́n bọ̀rọ̀ tí mo sọ agídí mo fi sọ́ńbẹ̀ but the following Friday tí sister ọkọ ìyàwó tí mo bá lọ yẹn ṣe bàbá àti màmá yẹn wọ́n ti di àna wọn so wọ́n wá bí wọ́n ṣe ń jó lórí ìjókòó wọn àwọn náà ti rí i pé kì í ṣe gbogbo alága ṣùgbọ́n ẹrú kan ló máa ń múni búgba ẹrú you choose to be different choose make up your mind I'm going to be different I'm not going that route others might be doing it that way I will not do it that way there are so many things that I've made up my mind long ago before now that I will never do mi ò lè sọ bóyá many decades ago a lè ti ṣàwọn kan sẹ́yìn but not in the last 15 years because people are willing to get your service if you are able to handle the business well kì í ṣe alága tó ti form gbogbo kò sẹ́ni tó yẹ kó alága kò lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ àti gbowó nígbà tí ìyá ìyàwó ti gbà tán ti náwó fún Ìbàdàn ìyá ìyàwó yẹn pé kọ́mọ̀ ti parin lọ́rùn ó sọ ó náà tí ìnáwó fóun ẹ dìde yẹ wọn sí o ńgbà tó bá dìde ṣé mo máa tọ́ bọ̀ wọn lápò yìí adẹ ń sọ ẹlòmíì ti gbé bùkátà lórí pé mo ti náwó mo fẹ́ pawó ẹlòmíì ò dẹ̀ kí àyítọ́ fún gan atukọ̀ wá tún dá lé ẹ lára so different people then tó bá jẹ́ pé 10,000 ló agree pé kán fún ẹ tó o bá ti gbà ṣírò bùkátà ẹ lórí 10,000 yẹn mo fẹ́ fún nílùú lówó nínú 10,000 yẹn ni ẹni tí n bá mú dání mo fẹ́ fún lówó nínú 10,000 yẹn ni mo ti máa fún so that ojú ò ní ràn mọ́ èyí tó wà. Not collecting enough. There's no money that can never be enough. No money can never be enough. It's contentment. That's the word. It's contentment. Jara nìyẹn. Jara yẹn 90% of the times ó máa ń weigh much more than but kì í ṣe pé every little. Mo lọ ṣiṣẹ́ kan bàdàn alága dúró jókòó wọn ọkùnrin ni between ẹnu ọ̀nà 31 ta àti ìgbà ta lọ kí wọn pẹ́ káàsásà gbogbo owó lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́rin àbẹ́ márùn owó tó ń fi dustbin gbà tọ́wọ́n ti ṣe kíní gbà ó tún dáhùn dúró kíní kan ó tún ṣe kí ló lè tó báyìí ṣógun láyé mi àwọn iná dẹ̀ ti mọ̀ wọ́n ti mọ báyìí bá wọn ṣe 50 naira wọ́n máa bá wọn fi 50 naira wọn sí meanwhile owó tó ní ìtìjú tálága gbà ní owó tó dúró tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí tí àwọn èèyàn dìde. Don't let anybody rubbish you. Tí o bá dòde tẹ́ni tó bá pàdé bá ní ìsìn a máa ń bára wa ṣiṣẹ́ a máa ń pò pọ̀ tó bá ní òun mẹ́wọ̀n lè bẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ gbà fọ́lọ́run pé èyí tó máa mú lọlé Ọlọ́run ti mọ̀. Don't feel bad towards anybody. Then ẹ má tẹnu bọlẹ̀ máa rojọ́ èèyàn káàkiri yẹn ní ẹ̀yà mo bá láyé tàbádùn tí lágbájá ṣe fún mi mo bá lájá kó àdéhùn kíríkà àwọn tó ń sọ fún yẹn ganan tó máa padà lọ sọ pé ọmọ yẹn rojọ́ ẹ̀ ó ṣe gbà fọ́nà kó sọ pé Ọlọ́run next one will be better. O mọ nǹkan tẹ́ni yẹn fi tẹ́lẹ̀ ti ẹ̀ náà mo ti lọ ṣe introduction rẹ̀ tóbìnrin yẹn pè mí many years ago brother yín ló wá ṣe tó tẹ̀lé ọkọ wa everything went wrong ìgbà tó kàn mí ilé ìyàwó mo wà ìgbà tó kàn mí tí mi sọ̀rọ̀ kí n sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí ní iná lọ microphone ò ṣiṣẹ́ bàbá ìyàwó sọ̀kalẹ̀ a old doctor wọ́n ṣe wàhálà di generator títí kò ṣiṣẹ́ a ti ṣe tán lọ́sẹ̀ ìwé pé ẹgbọ́n fúẹ̀lì ló kàn tán náà kẹ́gàn fúẹ̀lì rèé kí ni ṣé bí káàkan rọ́ spiritual wickedness in high places ó máa ń pè é pé ìsàkíni mi ò ní lè gbà yín torí ẹ̀ pàpọ̀ mo lóòótọ́ ni ó lèmi náà ń gbàdúrà kọ́lọ́run á jẹ́ kí ìyàwó ẹ̀ kó dúró dáadáa torí mo mọ̀ pé nìyẹn ó ní ohun tó fi tẹ̀tì ẹ̀ ibi táwọn èèyàn tójú bọ̀ and you know what kì í last is not always forever tó máa boomerang báyìí á wá mú ọ 400 á mú ọ lọ 0. The only thing that will last is the one that God has given to you. Ntọ́ Ọlọ́run ò bá fún ẹ tó o bá fipá gbà á fipá lọ tó bá yá ewé gan máa ń sunko. So you must know the God you serve and trust him. Ó lè má dà ẹ́ pẹ́ ní tí ń sáré lọ fi ilẹ̀ ìjọ máa sáré ẹ̀ lọ different lanes lẹ́wà. Nobody can run your own race. You are the only one that can run your race. So it's not a competition. I'm not after the person is not after me. So, kò sí, day your lane. Everybody on a day level. So, kó máa sá tiẹ̀ lọ. Wọ́n náà ní lane ẹ̀ kò di ẹ lọ́wọ́ rárá. So, mo fẹ́ dàbí lágbájá, mo fẹ́ dàbí tàmẹ̀dù. Òun ló máa ń dá wàhálà ńlẹ̀. Ẹni yẹn pupa èmi dẹ̀ dúdú mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ dàbí ẹni pupa á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní lo cream gbogbo knuckles á wá dàbí ní ìwọ tọ́lọ́ ń dá tó ń dán kọ́lọ̀ ẹ̀ táwọn èèyàn wò tó ń jẹ́ dodo ẹ̀ kò wá tẹ́ ẹ lọ́rùn ẹlòmíà wá rántí bọ́ ojú yẹn kò ní rántí bọ́ ẹsẹ̀ mọ́ so ojú àwa jẹ́ Fanta ẹsẹ̀ àwa jẹ́ Coca-Cola. Love yourself, appreciate yourself. You are wonderfully made, wonderfully and beautifully made. So that way, nobody will be able to intimidate you. Then, part of what you will also learn is maintaining your body as an alaga. Every alaga must smell well. Tó bá jẹ́ perfume oil ló tẹ̀tí wá ń sìn, ìyẹn kọ́ ro ní 500 lójú mi lánàá, wọ́n fi sínú container kékeré báyìí. All you need is, in fact, wọ́n máa ń fi kíní bí kékeré báyìí sí, like toothpick. Tó bá ti fi tó ṣe báyìí, ó máa rùn dọ́là. You must smell well. It's an abomination for an alaga to have off odor. You want to talk, even mouth odor. Ẹni tó dẹ̀ ní mouth odor lè máa mọ̀. Kó o tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́, make sure you put a mint in your mouth. Tó o bá ń gbàwẹ̀ gan, torí pé o wà lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ yẹn, you can lick a mint. Torí ìmásán, mọ́mí, àwọn olóyìnbó yẹn wọ́n bàjẹ́. Ṣé wọ́n máa gbé mìíràn bí kò ṣe wà? Tí ẹ bá ẹnìyẹn. So kó tó di pé ó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, you have to be conscious of it too. Tí máa ń gbàwẹ̀ mẹ́wàá ní máa jà, àwọn agbóhùn rẹ̀ fúnra mi. Ṣọ́run. Ó dà ń gbóhùn. Àlọ́mú mentor. Put it in your mouth. You must smell well. Ẹ ń ṣeṣẹ́ ń làágùn. Fọ aṣọ yẹn jọ. Aṣọ tó ti làágùn sí yẹn. Àfi tó bá yẹ pé o sa sóòrùn tó òòrùn pa ló lè tún wọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kejì. Tó bá jẹ́ white àbí light colour gbàgbé. Ẹlòmíì torí pé aṣọ yẹn jẹ́ dark colour. Á wọ́ òórùn òógùn ọ̀pọ̀nà ògùn tó bá lo perfume gan àwọn àmàrùn gọ́tà. So you must, cleanliness is very key. It's not until you buy 100,000 clothes ṣòro ní 5,000 ẹ tó fẹ́ rà yẹn kó má jó níhò kó má fara sílẹ̀, simple, neat, clean, decent, well comported. You must smell well at all times. Kìdá ń ṣe ìtẹ́yàn máa nì tí gbogbo yẹn máa sín o. Tó náà kan wà, àwọn bíntù kan tó wà, tó máa ń choke àwọn èèyàn pa. Aya, àpèṣe because ó ti strong jù. So use a little. Be conscious of your smell. Àwọn ọmọ tó lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ pọ́ńta, ibi tó ti súnmọ́ tó fẹ́ súnmọ́ kan, ẹ̀kọ́ rẹ̀ kó move away ni. No offense, check ara ẹ ló jẹ́ bẹ̀. So, quite a lot of things you need to learn. Orin yẹn wà, basic songs. Orin tẹ̀lé kọ lẹ́nu ọ̀nà kéèyàn tó wọlé. Orin téèyàn máa kọ tó bá fẹ́ jíṣẹ́. Orin téèyàn máa kọ tọ́kọ bá ń bọ̀. Orin téèyàn bá kọ tó bá fẹ́ ṣe lẹ́tà. Orin téèyàn máa kọ tí ìyàwó bá ń bọ̀. Orin téèyàn lè kọ fún ìyá àti bàbá ìyàwó, ìyá àti bàbá ọkọ. Orin téèyàn lè kọ tó bá ń ṣe introduction. Orin téèyàn, oríṣiríṣi orin lèèyàn máa kọ. Ìyá dẹ̀ ti categorize ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ìta ń sọ yìí, ó láti dúró sínú brain. Anybody ló lè kọ orin. But ìta ń kọ yìí, those are the sustaining pillars on which every other thing will rest. If those things are not there, it won't be sustainable. Ẹlòmíì alága tó fẹ́ kúnlẹ̀ tó fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ ká san sa ó yẹ kúnlẹ̀ báyìí ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn ẹsẹ̀ yìí ó dàbí ìtọ́ṣẹ̀ fi mú kòkò àmàlà tán. In fact èédú mo ti rí ìtẹ́ èédú wà ń bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ìmí ti la parapara bí ìgbà tára sán bẹ̀. It's treatable. Do you know that thing is treatable? Ó ṣe treat. You must be conscious of it. Wọ́n wá ń wẹsẹ̀ alága ló dúdú fẹ́fẹ́fẹ́ lọ́ọ̀kan. Ó ti fẹsẹ̀ yẹn rìn nílẹ̀ẹ́lẹ̀. Kí ló fọ́ fún? kó tó wọ bàtà sí ṣẹrẹsẹ tó ṣí tí sílvàsì ṣí báyìí ó dúdú ọ̀ọ́ ní délẹ̀. Some people will be strict up kò sí ohun tó lè ṣe mọ́ bẹ̀ yẹn láti wò pé á kàn wò pé wò
kò sí bó ṣe lè mọṣẹ́ tó wọ́n ti switch off.
á wò pé onídọ̀tí lẹ́nu yẹn.
ó máa ní wọ́n máa rẹ̀ kiri ni they are not interested.
So you must take care of yourself. A ti sọ yẹ kí n ṣe pé kéèyàn slit aṣọ láti bí dé bàràdì slit ẹ̀ débí kí ló tún kù. Mo ti rí àwọn kan tó máa lálàájà làwọn wọ́n á dẹ̀ wọ lace wọn wọ tight nìkan sábẹ́ ìró àti bùbá so will you be looking kó tó mọ̀ pé wọ tight ó máa pẹ́ ṣé ló máa dà pé kò wọ nǹkan kan gbogbo pàlàkà tán obìnrin báyìí kò yẹ kán rí níta for any reason. Even if you are wearing tight tí tight ẹ̀ délẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ short skirt ló fẹ́ wọ̀ wọlé preferably ṣimí ló ti dáa jù ṣimí tó bá cover látòkè délẹ̀ kò yẹ kó máa rí àárín ìtàn obìnrin. Ẹlòmíà ní à ṣebí tight ni ó ti cover kò decent enough. Ẹlòmíà ọ̀pá márùn-ún laṣọ tó rán ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n máa rán bí ìgbà tó yẹ pé ọ̀pá kan ààbò ni gbogbo bí ìyá kó sókè báyìí wọ́n á sún gádà sí báyìí wọ́n á ṣapá ẹ̀ báyìí wọ́n máa ń wọ́ndà pé kí ló dé ìwọ́n gan fúnra comfortable now. So your voice, if you don't have a big body, you should have a big voice. So your voice should be firm, not shaky, and you should talk confidently because you know what you're talking about. It's not, please, all of you move back. You don't know you are, excuse me, can we all please step back? I need 2 steps backward here. Thank you. Every photographer, cinematographer, can you move 2 steps backward? You're actually obstructing the views. You say, please, can we go now? You are blocking Mama. Mama is not seeing. Daddy is complaining. Go back. 2 different tones. Your tone is what will determine whether you'll be obeyed or not. Be firm in your voice. Excuse me, special announcement. I've been directed to inform the photographers to please move back a bit because you're obstructing what is being done. We need this center free. The bride is about to get it.